Todd with Bar Ben Coaching. How you guys doing today? Hey, I want to talk to you about being disconnected. If you've ever felt that, because if you have, you're not alone. It can happen when people are around you, and yet you're in the middle of something and you feel completely disconnected. It could be at work. It could be during conversations. It could be even within a primary relationship, right? There's people around, there's things going on, but underneath all of it, there's this quiet sense of no one really knows me. And if that hits, if you relate to that, you're not the only one. And I think more important, there's a reason for it. There's a behavior that creates that, and I want to talk to you about that and see if there's a different way to be. So most men think that connection just means being around people, and that's not it. You can be surrounded all day long and still feel completely alone, because connection is not about proximity. It's about being known. And the truth is, I think that most men choose not to let themselves be known. That's the vulnerability piece. That's the real piece. And a lot of guys hold that really close to their chest. So here's what I think is really going on. You've gotten really good. I mean, if you're feeling this disconnection and loneliness, you've gotten really good at playing roles. You're the responsible one. You're the provider. You're the guy who handles it. And, that's not wrong. But when that becomes the only way you show up, you stop showing up as you. You start to become the role. And that's where the disconnection begins. It's where it enters. So look at most of the conversations you're having. Do they stay on the surface? Are they about work, plans, updates, maybe some jokes, but nothing real, nothing about what's going on internally, not what's actually in your mind, not what you're struggling with, not the questions that keep coming into your head and you don't have answers for? Those are the things, or the place, that bit of truth about yourself that most guys don't want to face. And I think you're not going to be able to feel connected to people if you don't allow people to know some of those pieces of you. That's what creates the connection. So a lot of guys will pride themselves on being self-reliant. There's nothing wrong with that. You can handle your problems. You don't ask for much. You go and you figure it out. Those are all great things, and that works up to a point. But when that self-reliance becomes your identity, oftentimes that's where you begin to shut people out. Now you're carrying everything, and you're doing that alone. And I guess what I want you to hear is you don't have to. This is the part, I think, that really messes with guys. And it's that your life looks full, and you've got responsibilities, you've got structure, things are going on, but it doesn't feel meaningful in at least the way you thought it was going to feel. And then I think that's where the tension starts to build. And the question's like, wow, I should be feeling good about my life, so why don't I? What's happening? And that's a signal. And I think it's just a signal that you've lost connection to what actually matters to you now. So what are you going to do about it? You don't need to blow up your life. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to start being honest. And first with yourself about what's going on, what you're actually feeling, what's weighing on you, maybe what you've been avoiding. And so you get honest with yourself about that, and that's great. And oftentimes a lot of guys will stop right there, but there's one more step. And that next step is telling somebody, letting somebody in, sharing it, giving that piece of information that's real about you, right? Connection isn't about being impressive with someone. It's just about being real, about being honest. So if you've been feeling disconnected, I want you to know you're not broken. You've just gotten really good at carrying everything on your own and playing the role that you think you're supposed to be playing. But you don't have to live like that if you don't want to. The connection you're looking for with people, with your life, with yourself, it just all starts when you stop hiding, at least in plain sight, with who you are. So if you'd like to look at that or talk about that a little bit more, be happy to jump on a call with you and could have a conversation and see how things might look differently for you, how you might engage or connect in ways that are meaningful to you and that matter. And if that resonates, give me a call. Reach out, DM me, whatever. And we can work on that. All right. I'm Todd with Empowered Men Coaching. Hope you have a fantastic day. Ciao.